Oh, sorry.
I thought we were going to get copyrighted.
Oh, let me cancel this. Sorry.
Because in one of your videos you said
Yeah, you can't put music. YouTube has a problem with that. Anyway, what's up, guys? Here's last of the Transformers that I've bought, and as I mentioned before, I had to. Yes.
It's a Megatron.
Yes. Thank you, my second son. Anyway.
Because he's a turned to a T-Rex.
Yes, exactly. A T-Rex, a dinosaur. You know, your favorite animal. Anyway, coming back to the point. Exactly. I need to finish this off because otherwise I will have no reason to go out there and buy new stuff. So let's get this over with. Today we are going to look at Megatron from the Beast Wars, although in the new version of this character is under the Kingdom War for Cybertron wave. And I think he is a leader cast, so he's quite a big fella. But all the bits and pieces that one would expect from the Beast.
He has a dinosaur legs.
Yes, exactly. Yes, of course, he's a T-Rex, so he has to have dinosaur legs. Anyway, everything that you expect from the original Beast Wars, Megatron is here in all his purple Tyrannosaurus Rex dinosaur.
You said Tyrannosaurus.
Did I? Oh, right. Anyway, purple dinosaur. When was the last time we saw that? Can you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Who's that?
A Megatron.
Oh, okay.
Megatron's a T-Rex.
So I guess I'm the only one who knows Barney. Anyways, what do we get from this figure? So we have the figure itself.
I didn't know you were talking about Bonnie.
Yes, we did Optimus Primal and we were not around. So I have to finish that off because otherwise I have to sit at home for this COVID year and I don't like it. It's my birthday and I want to go and buy stuff.
I didn't know you were talking about Bonnie.
Yes, anyway. So the box comes with the usual figure. Then you have the artwork on the sides that depicts Kingdom. We have the product shot of Megatron and his alt mode and an indication of the complexity of the transformation. So in this case it's about 27 steps, so not necessarily a basic transformation but not necessarily a complicated one. So I think somewhere in the middle, because roughly if I talk about the Optimus Primal, that was the easiest one, so that's about what, 22 I believe.
Megatron has a tail.
Yeah, yes, of course, because he's a dinosaur. And if you talk about a more complicated one, it's about 30 something. Anyway, so just as a price reference, let's just look at what he goes for on a Big Bad Toy Store. Roughly around the $53 mark, but apparently it only comes, it's still in the pre-order status, and apparently it comes out on March 2021 apparently. So I think I was lucky enough to get it from a local toy shop, so that was pretty good. So now just to give you a glimpse of Megatron from his Beast Wars, just like a story of himself. He is apparently the commander of the Darksiders, a gang of Predacons, the descendant of Decepticons, and the main antagonist of the two Transformer TV series, Beast Wars, which was a sweet extension, shall we say, of the G1, and then Beast Machines. Yes, Beast Machines, and then it all went somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, yes, so he is the arch transmetal Tyrannosaurus. Sorry, he is the arch enemy of Optimus Primal, and his beast form is a Tyrannosaurus Rex, then a transmetal Tyrannosaurus Rex, and later a transmetal dragon. Because why not? He named himself. Actually, there was a story that he's actually not part of unlike the Optimus Primal, which followed the sort of the Prime lineage. This Megatron apparently isn't a descendant, a direct descendant of of the original Megatron. He is someone who named after the original Megatron because he was someone who was inspired and enamored by the ruthless machine that was G1 Megatron. So that's the whole story behind it.
Three forms later in Beast Wars.
Yes, Beast Wars. Yeah, well, Beast Wars 2, I think, and then the Beast Machine he went into some kind of like metal dragon that is all closed, and they will keep hopping on organic matter and all that. So anyway, long story short, he's quintessential villain for the Beast Wars, and hence the reason why I got him. So what we do right now is take him out of the box, boys, and let's see what we get as a toy in terms of him as a robot.
Optimus Primal.
Yeah, exactly. And then let's see whether he's worth, not exactly your guys' money, but daddy's money. Okay?
Okay.
Right, guys, so what you get out of the box is, of course, the, shall we say, the backdrop that is similar to so far, all the Kingdom, what do you call that, figures that I bought. So in this case, the golden disc with the sort of a slight step or a pedestal or whatever. Not my favorite backdrop, so I don't tend to use it. But the figure itself, and he's quite a big fella, as I mentioned before. You can see here there's a difference. Now, for those of you who have not seen my Optimus Primal video, go check that out. It was the previous video before this. I think I uploaded it on Wednesday or something like that. Anyway, that was right about the size of my.
And then the Cyclonus video.
Yes, and it was the size about that much, and then this guy here, it kind of extends all the way down, and wow, and he also has a little bit of heft about him, and he is quite a gorgeous looking figure. So I can understand the $53 price mark, because just the level of detailing that had gone into this particular robot is quite gorgeous and inspiring. But let's keep that all aside. What you get also in the box is some instruction on how to transform them. I never tend to read this because I don't follow instructions. And my boy here is handing me the wonderful card that usually comes with it. Now, okay, so he has the same, I don't know whether it's the case for everyone else, but he has the same card as what I got for Optimus Primal, remember? Because that was also Dinobot. So these cards with all the shiny, shimmery 80s holographic.
At the back is the golden disc.
Yes, exactly, the golden disc, but you have the shiny, shimmery facade up front. There's actually a sticker, and when you peel that off, it actually highlights another, shall we say, depiction of the characters in action. So you have here Dinobot, Cheetor, and all that.
Megatron have the same card.
Yeah, so this is exactly what I got for Optimus Primal. I believe the Cyclonus, which is in the same sort of Kingdom line, had Black Arachnia, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, cool little piece. Since I already have one, I don't know whether I need another one. Do you want one? Yeah, so enjoy. Okay, don't sell it in the black market. Anyway, so let's look at the figure itself in terms of quality control, and just look at him. Look at the texture, the colors.
It's gorgeous.
The gorgeous, yes, exactly. That's the word I was looking for. Gorgeous, baby, gorgeous. Look at it. All these scaly bits and just different sort of colors. A purple dinosaur who doesn't sing "I love you, you love me." Anyway, and of course the metallic parts of it and all that. Fantastic figure. I have to say this looks more premium than what I normally get, because the Cyclonus figure felt cheap. The Optimus Primal figure looks just decent. This one, on the other hand, I think it's a must get. Just I think maybe it is going to be Bumblebee. Can you stay out of that, please, for the time being? Thank you. Yeah, I think the guys here, I think our audience would like to talk about Bumblebee later. Oh, okay. Anyway, so let's try to get this guy all transformed and play around with him in terms of articulation and whatnot, and see what we think of him. And let's do the transformation right in front of our viewers' eyes, shall we?
Yes.
Just to see how he transforms.
T-Rex.
Exactly, a T-Rex. I mean, how cool is that?
Really cool. Yeah.
Right, guys, so now let's look at the transformation. So let's see what that 27 is all about. So when you take him out of his box and display him in his robot mode, he looks the part, and I think I will go for this because I did try to transform him into the dinosaur mode, and it was okay, but I didn't like certain all the gaps and whatnot. So let's just give you a glimpse of what I'm talking about. Let's see, I think the easiest one is, of course, both of the arms as such. So the idea is actually this, he actually forms like sideways. So what you want to do is you extend his arm. All the yellow underskin is exactly as it is. You have to form it under the body. So you got that, for instance, and so the coloration goes that way. you can close the flap. So this would be one of the easiest transformation in this terms, in terms of this particular arm. And then you just close the flaps and it comes out as one big tail piece. And the idea is to have all the orange coloring of the underbody down, so you can see just about a formation of a dinosaur body as such. Now what you do is you split the body in sort of that way there, so he comes out from his waist. And the idea is to have this skin, excess skin. Now all this skin or scale, shall we say, is all made out of like if I can see here, I don't know whether you can focus it, it's like, so you have the mechanized part inside, and then the sort of skin that is all like flaps and whatnot is made out of like rubber, or at least the impression of like kind of scaly rubber and whatnot. So anyway, once you split that into the respective section, what you want to do is bring his body to the side like this. So you have quite an awkward position like that, and you want to fold his head inward so that it's closed. Now you have all straight, and you want to fold his skin so that all the orange portions of it is all in phase. So there are a little bit of skin and whatnot, you just have to all take it out and fold it in one piece. Now the thing about this skin is that it doesn't really connect really properly. You can see all these gaps. There are tabs here, so I can just show you. You can see the tabs here on the sides, and the idea is, I think, was to keep it all flush, but I did try to do it and I could never get it to flush in any way whatsoever, so I've just left it as it is. His small arm, you just push it outside, and there, it's all coming along nicely. So then you have this neck portion here, you close all the tab, all the skin portion, shall we say, the scaly bits all in place, and push the neck so that it covers. So this is as good as you can get. And like I said, although I'm not really complaining much, because it is at the end of the day a robot that's transforming into a dinosaur, but all these gaps is not my thing as such. So the next thing you want to do is bring down the leg. So what you have to do is, I believe the legs, it's a good thing because it is a dinosaur leg anyway. Yeah, so you don't really have to do anything as such. Only thing is this sort of crouch position here, you have to split it. So that's a painful experience for Megatron. And what you want to do is actually a 2-hinge system. So you want to push it all the way out, likewise that way, so it becomes this sort of U position, or whatever you call it. So you see there's a 2-hinge position, 1, 2, so you push it that way and he has a gaping hole like that. And what you want to do then is, so you can see the leg is actually in the opposite position, you bring them all down and just push the leg here, voila, you're gonna get pretty much a dinosaur body. And the only other thing you have to do, or 2 other things really, is this small piece of skin here, pull it out and then rotate it. Likewise on the other side, pull it out and rotate it. Now be mindful of all these hinges, right? Just to let you know, actually they seem a bit more soft than I would like, so you don't want to pull it too hard for the fear that you might actually unhinge or break the hinges itself. Anyways, then there's the only other transformation, which is this portion here. You first take that out. Yeah, you take that out, so it becomes that way, and the idea is to bring it,
then you put it
bring this down, and this portion here is on like a roller thingy, so you can see here it can go.
Do you have to push it down?
Yeah, push it down, so that the idea is this profile connects exactly correct to that. So it's just a matter of, exactly, so it's not for the faint of heart, not for kids definitely. It does require some element of fidgeting, but it can be done. And you pretty much have the dinosaur the T-Rex look that you're going for. and voila.
There's the hole inside of his mouth.
Yes, there's a hole. Apparently, there's what do you call it? A peg hole there that you can put some.
Like example, you can put
Effects?
I think a fire.
Yeah,
fire
possibly.
thing in there.
Although
I think
he's a
it's
T-Rex, an accurate T-Rex representative of what do you call T.
shoe.
Yes, maybe you can shoot. I don't know. I don't remember anything coming out from his mouth. Anyway, this is the point I was talking about. Now, although you can transform him into essentially a T-Rex, all these gaps here, I try to push in as much as I can, but you're never gonna get it flush. This is as best as you can get. So you can see here, maybe you can play around with the tail so that it's all the gaps are less visible, and the legs have to be part, but
Even though his mouth open.
yeah, his mouth opens. I don't mind this gap because mouth obviously has to open, but if you can see all this, it kind of feels like as if it's like a, I don't know, like an unfinished
You know the
dinosaur.
There's no way to make it flushed.
And the dinosaur can walk.
Yeah, dinosaur can walk and he has all these gaps and whatnot. And again, like I said, he is a robot dinosaur, so he's not. It is.
Megatron.
Yeah, it's as good as it can get for his transformation. I mean, he does look the part and all that. It's just that it's not really flush or anything like that in any way. So just for comparison, my assistant, can you give me first and foremost, not Optimus Primal, but a actual dinosaur?
Enough.
Wait, let me stand him. Yeah, there you go. So that's what you get. Can you give me an actual dinosaur, please? From Jurassic Park and wow.
This one is the bigger one.
Yeah, this is the bigger one, so you can see in terms of scaling and whatnot what they were going for. And I don't have to tell you how a T-Rex looks,
There
but
was one version
yeah,
of the Megatron toy, and but it's from Beast Wars, and it had shiny purple. It was big, and there was no gaps.
yeah, possibly that's probably masterpiece quality. This isn't, but for what it's worth, yeah, possibly. For what it's worth, it's still okay. It's just that I think you're not gonna get as beautiful skin like this for what is, I believe this is my kid's toy, and it's a Jurassic Park from Jurassic Park series, I presume. Anyway, this dinosaur you can keep it really good in a good place. I think they don't want to see Bumblebee, so there you go. That's the transformation into the dinosaur mode. Now what I want to do is transform this bad boy back to his robot form, and then we do a comparison with him and Optimus Primal to see how they stack up in terms of size. Bumblebee, I don't know, they don't really fit, but okay, we can do it separately after the video. Okay, so now in order to transform him back,
Like this.
yeah, in order to transform him back, you close the mouth, and what you tend to do, again, for me at least, I start with the tail because that's the easiest transformation. You pull out the tabs that made pretty much his tail, so that is like there's two tabs here, and voila, you can just about split the body in half and fold the skin, whatever sticking skin that is out there, fold it back in place. Short arms of the Tyrannosaurus Rex, put it inside as such, and you can just about fold it, so you can see here the body or the torso of the robot. Now what you want to do, as I mentioned before, you want to take it out from its side position and bring it forward, and there you go. And you can see the tab here and the hole. Bring it forward, clip it in there, and voila, you got the body pretty much. Now what you have to do, separate the piece, separate the thigh piece, bring it up and fold it, and you should get a click on this because you can see just about a tab there. So if I clip it in, there you go, it is folded that way. Now you can extend it to give him that look, but I think in the cartoon he was actually folded, so let's do that. So fold, so you start getting that. Let's take out his head. Okay, and we are pretty much done with the upper portion. Now the only other thing, I think you pull the hand out, you rotate it, bring the teeth out, and then you go like a Voltron pose. Similarly, okay, close that. You want that and that. There you go. Is the other tail portion also is like a claw thingy.
What does this look like?
Okay, so the only portion is you don't want the crotch piece here to be split like this. So what do you do? This hinge position, again, bring it together. Yes, that's right. You bring it together, and remember it was a 2-system hinge, so you want to bring it like that, bring it forward, and voila. Likewise, bring it forward ever so nicely, and voila. Yeah, and if you bring both of these pieces together, you should get a click. I think first is you have to put it inside that way, and then sort of put it that way, and there you go. So this crouch piece here should stick together, and voila, you got the leg. And this is how he transformed back to his glorious robot mode. And
what does this look like? Now he's like this tail is now like an alligator.
yeah, alligator. Actually, a funny story. I think it was originally intended to be an alligator or a crocodile or something like that.
Yeah.
In his storyline, yes.
Before he was a,
Thank you.
before he was a dinosaur.
Because it was a dinosaur, although the series kind of
Here.
explored the dinosaur portion. So anyway, so that's how he looks and transforms from a robot to dinosaur or T-Rex back to robot. Now, if you want to do a comparison to Optimus Primer, you can see there is a size difference, but
This
that
one's much bigger.
yeah, but that is acceptable because he was bigger, and quite obviously the T-Rex is always bigger than a gorilla, and I think I'm okay in terms of size. He is at least a shall we say what, 1.5 times taller, presumably like 1.5 of our Optimus, something like that. 1.5, yeah. Anyway, I don't know the maths. So there you go. So that's the comparison between these two arch enemies, and especially this one here. I think, in all honesty, for me personally, I would probably display him in this robot mode because he really looks the part. He's fantastic. He looks menacing, and that's essentially what you want from a Megatron figure. I don't know whether he is a figure that is meant to be played and transformed every now and then, because I think some of the hinge system does feel like it's a bit wobbly and a bit thin, so you're cutting it close, and I think the more you play around, eventually something is gonna give way, I think, and you are gonna break it. But the scale piece, all this whatever, how he looks, just looks the part. So let's finish the video off because I think we rambled on pretty much for most of this video. Well, let me know whether I've done everything that I can. You think I've covered everything?
Did you do articulation?
Articulation, yeah, so let's do that. Maybe for the robot mode, I think for the dinosaur, it's always going to be the head turn and the tail turn and whatnot. But like I said, the dinosaur more, the more you articulate, the more you're going to expose the areas. It's just not my thing. But for the robot mode, the head, you know, it's the usual fare. I suppose you can go left, right, up, all the way around. Then the hinge in terms of his elbow that brings the what do you call his arm to that way and can go down. There is a not so much a waist swirl, because the more you swirl the waist, then it's gonna, you know,
break?
No, you're gonna separate the upper torso to the waist, so that's not what you're gonna do. But there is a sort of a hinge system here that allows front and back like that, and also sideways. There is a knee articulation and some ankle articulation, sorry. You can see just about the hinge there that goes up and down, and is there rocking? If there is, it's, I suppose, very minimal. So yeah, anyway, in terms of posability, you are gonna get as much as a pose from a big figure as you can get for this particular Megatron. I don't think they are offering anything particularly new as such. So with that, let's close the deal and finish off the video. Do you guys have anything to add?
Yeah.
Okay, what was that?
Yeah.
Goodbye? Okay, so let's finish that off. And like as always, guys, if you like what you saw today, please feel free to like and subscribe to my video, and we shall end there. And with that, I've kind of finished off whatever I bought during the previous weekend, or at least the previous 2 weekend or something like that. Anyway, this weekend, let's see whether I can find Black Arachne and some other figures. Dinobot, yeah, Grimlock. Let's see whether we can get him. So with that, I bid you farewell and adios. Stay safe, guys.
Here we go, making Willy on, getting icy zone, flexing, I've been swerving, make it trendy, we look sexy. Here we go, making Willy on, getting icy zone, flexing, I've been swerving, make it trendy.